So yeah, now that has been settled, and I hope we can all be on the same page and agree that would actually wipe the floor, unfortunately. Yo, so we are back with another episode of my second prep series. Last week I was speaking about Eddie Hall and his current endeavours.
I think so, yeah.
If you haven't seen that video, head up there. You may like it or you may not like it, depending on your stance on that matter.
Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up.
Also, if you haven't subscribed, please take a second now just to hit that button there and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. I have a couple of new subscribers which I'm absolutely buzzing about since last week. But today we are talking Cbum, we are talking Arnold, the GOAT, and who have you got? So just take a second now just to go into the comments, pause this video, go into comments and just type in Cbum or Arnold and tell me who you're backing. Are you backing the old school Arnold or are you backing today's classic physique champion Cbum? So quite clearly Cbum right now is the classic physique champion and he has won the Olympia 4 times, and obviously Arnold was the OG champ of the golden era, which is where the classic division actually originated from. So today I'm going to basically talk about who is better and who would win in a bodybuilding show, a classic bodybuilding show in this day and age.
Raise your bits now! Come on, quick!
So without any further ado, we're going to go through some of the poses side by side and sort of compare who would win each pose. So to start off with, we're going to go through the mandatory, which would be the front double bicep. As you can see here, Chris Bumstead clearly has a smaller waist than Arnold. Although Arnold's arms are obviously a lot bigger than Chris Bumstead's, Arnold's leg size is just not enough to keep up with Chris Bumstead in this pose. If you look leg side by side, Chris Bumstead's legs absolutely dominates Arnold's in this pose. So let's move on to the side chest, which is another famous one from Arnie's point of view. So again, Arnold's upper body absolutely phenomenal. However, the legs again from Arnold, he's not flexing them as much as he possibly could, but also look at them compared to Chris Bumstead's. The striations, everything, just proves that Arnold just is not lean enough if he was to have a bodybuilding show next to Chris in this day and age. He's just nowhere near lean enough.
Hey!
So moving on to the back double bicep now. Arnold's calves here are dominating. They are bigger than Chris Bumstead's.
Skinny bitch.
The overall pose I would still give to Chris Bumstead because the conditioning and how he's showing off his physique, the shape of it is phenomenal again, and the legs. Arnold isn't really flexing his hamstrings. I don't know if that's something that they wasn't really looking at that much back then, but again, even if he was flexing them, I don't think he would have the same size as Chris, if not greater, to beat him in this pose. However, Arnold's arms are obviously great again in this pose, as you can see. And his Christmas tree is very dominating. It's a huge Christmas tree. It looks quite good. So if Arnold was to get, I don't know, a few percent leaner, he would probably give more of a fighting chance against Chris Bumstead. So abs and thighs now. So yeah, this pose really shows that Arnold is definitely not lean enough compared to Chris's midsection, his legs, and everything else. There's striations flying everywhere. So if Arnold was to go into a show and be placed next to Chris in this pose, he would be told to come back a lot leaner. And again, it just proves again that the legs just aren't there. It isn't in proportion. It's not saying that he doesn't have legs, because a lot of people said, oh yeah, Arnold, yeah, he's had a massive upper body, but his legs are non-existent. They're not non-existent, but they're just not as prominent as they need to be in this day and age. Now, moving on to the classic, famous Arnold pose, which of course Arnold looks phenomenal in. This is his pose, which I think he actually looks best in because of his long wingspan. He can look very wide up top, so his arms and everything, arm to arm, he looks massive, and he shows off his lats quite well in this as well. But I will still possibly tie, if not give this to Cbum, for the pure fact of his overall conditioning, and he's still hitting the pose probably as well as he could do. So clearly in today's standards of bodybuilding, Cbum would wipe the floor with Arnold, as we've just seen, side by side. When I speak about the current Mr. Olympia and Cbum to people that aren't that interested in bodybuilding and don't know that much, they'll often relate back to Arnold and be like, yeah, but Arnold was the best, you know. And to be honest with you, he wouldn't even qualify for an Olympia in this day and age, in my opinion, because he just hasn't got the condition for it. So if you think any different on them lines, please put in the comments, tell me what you think. Just to clarify, I'm not saying that Arnold has got a bad physique at all. In fact, he's probably got a more healthy physique as he isn't as conditioned. And that's probably more healthier to stay around Arnold's conditioning all year round than obviously it would be to try and stay Chris's show condition all year round. And he clearly has a superior upper body muscle bellies, as everyone already knows. So yeah, now that that has been settled, and I hope we can all be on the same page and agree that Cbum would actually wipe the floor of Arnold, unfortunately, I'm now going to go into my update with my show. Coming all the way down from like the champs all the way down to what's on the bottom of your shoe to me.
Who the fuck are you? You nothing!
But basically, I am now 11 weeks out, and the only things that have changed really since the last video, if you haven't seen that, please give that a watch, because I show why this prep is going to be so hard for me. But yeah, the only things that have actually changed is the fact that I've added in some cardio, so I haven't actually got access to a step machine out here really. I can just do incline walk, which is what I have been doing, 25 minutes, roughly 3 times a week. Again, that's really work dependent. And I've sort of been watching what I'm eating still. I'm still tracking my weight, but I'm trying not to significantly like miss out whole meals and stuff, because I don't want to drop the calories too fast and sacrifice losing muscle potentially. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and please subscribe. Until next week, let's make some gains. Boom.